Hey guys, welcome here. In last lecture learned about navigation, and for me it's very important that you understand some topics before we'll start talking about the basics. So in this lecture I'll introduce you to JSX. Let's start. Go to your coding editors, and here we can navigate to homescreen.js, and everything what we are returning from render function is just JSX. It may look like HTML or some XML. Syntax, but in behind is just JavaScript. So I will prove it to you, and we can write here some text. For text we need to use text component, so let's use this text component we are importing from React Native up here. So right here text like this, and let's close it. Text, and we can write here something on a screen. So let's write here such a nice weather today, just like this. Let's save it, and if you don't know where this component's coming from, we can check it out. Let's go to your browsers, and here we can look up for official navigation for React Native. So let's write here React Native, and let's write here docs, just like this. Okay, getting started, React Native. Let's enter this website, and let's take a look down here on components and APIs. Okay, and here are basic components, view, text, image, and you can see view, the most fundamental component for building a UI. Then we have a text and component for displaying a text. So let's click here on text, and you can see here a lot of example with the code and everything what you need. Okay, so that's it. You can check this documentation. I will include everything into the resources of this lecture, and let's continue, and I will show you wireframe. So one more time, what is a JSX? JSX is just a syntax sugar. It looks like HTML, but it's not. It's JSX. In classical React, in the React framework you are using in web application, you can return from a render function something like this. It may look like HTML, but I told you it's a JSX. So in a app, it looks like this. So we are just calling React create element function, and we are providing these values inside of the argument of this function. In React Native we are writing something like this. We are using text component, and in a behind we are transforming this JSX into a JavaScript, and it will look like this. So return React create element, and I will prove it to you right now. So what we will do, let's go to our coding editors. Let's copy all of the render function, just like this. Okay, and let's go back to our browsers. Here we can go to Babel website, so right here Babel, just like this. And we can enter Babel, the compiler for next generation JavaScript. Let's enter this website, and up here let's click try it out. Okay, it's loading Babel. Let's wait a little bit and make sure you will set here React. So set here React on the left side in a presets, and let's write here this render function, just like this, and you need to write function in front of it, function render, and let's see what will happen here. We are returning from this just normal JavaScript, and I told you before React create an element. Let's make it a little bit simpler. I will remove this view, also this view in the end, and I will remove also this button, and you will see what we will end up with. So just this, React create an element. We want to create an element of a text. There are no properties specified on this text, and we want to display such a nice weather today. So that's it, JSX. And let's try to use this function. So let's go back, and one more time I will show you our simulators. We are displaying this such a nice weather on the screen. Let's go back to our coding editors, and let's use JSX. So down here, I will write curly brackets because when you want to write JavaScript inside of a render function, in a return, you need to write curly brackets, and inside we can write some JavaScript code. So right here, React, create an element, and I want to create an element of a text, so text like this. There are no properties specified, so we can leave it null. And now I want to display text, so a string, such a nice weather today, just like this. Let's save it, and let's go back to our simulators. So here, and now we are displaying 2 times such a nice weather. Okay, one more improvement. Let's go back to our coding editors. And now we can get familiar a little bit with stylings here. First, I will remove all of these styles here. We don't need them here. Okay, just like this, let's remove everything. Let's leave just a container here. So if I want to specify styles here, I need to write here prop of a style, like this. And now I can provide here my style object. So in a container element, I'm providing this container styling. But if I want to change the color of this text, I can write here a new styling here. So let's write here key of a text color, just like this. This is an object, and I can specify here a color, and let's choose here some red color. I don't know color code for a red, so let's go back to our browsers, and I have this nice extension here, and I can use color picker, and I want to use this red color here, so I can copy this, and you can copy it from me. So let's go back to our coding editors. And here we can paste it instead of a color. I will paste my color, and don't forget in the front hash. Okay, so like this. And now I can write here styles because I want to access styles object, and I want to access text color. Okay, so just like this. Let's save it. Let's go to our simulator. And now you can see our color of a text is a red. So let's go back to our coding editors. And I can specify this property on my create element function. So as a second argument, I can write here object, and I can provide here a style, and I can provide here my styles, so styles object, and a text color like this. Let's save it, and let's go back to our simulators. Okay, and here you can see we are displaying this color red on my second element. Okay guys, so that's a JSX, and I hope you understand it more clear right now. We can go back to our coding editors, and we can remove the second element of a text we are displaying with a React function. Let's remove this, and from now on we will write just JSX syntax. Okay, so that should be it for this lecture, and in next lecture I would like to talk about lifecycle functions and the render function itself. Because you maybe notice that everything we will write inside of a render function will display on the screen. So not here, but in simulator you can see everything will be right in a render function, and I will save it now, and you will see just one text here. So let's save it, let's go back simulator, and now we are displaying just one text here. So everything we will write in the render function is rendered on the screen, and more about it in the next lecture. So guys, see you there.